What's good, YouTube? What going on, YouTube? I'm back. It's Keezy. Make it look easy. What's good? What's good with NSB, man? I'm back. Today we got a video by BC Productions, the perverted billionaire who created an $8 billion porn site. I mean, corn site. I still don't know if I can say porn or not. And I keep saying it. Damn it! Shut up. Corn, corn site. Um, corn. I truly hate corn. You know, I really, I just love that I'm growing apart from that shit, man. I hate that shit. And niggas get rich off this shit, bro. It's crazy. $8 billion, gang. That shit sucks, bro. But here we go. Let's dive in, man.
By 2024, a man named Leo Radvinsky became one of the richest people in the world thanks to his company
Look
OnlyFans.
like a
After
weirdo.
becoming a top 400 billionaire in the US and making $700 million a year, it's clear that Leo is quite the savvy businessman. But what's not clear is who he really is as a person. He's never done an interview, never done a podcast, never been on TV, nothing. In fact, this is the only image you can find of Leo on the entire internet.
Ew, that's creepy.
Maybe that's because he doesn't want you to know about his super creepy history, from marketing underage content to pedophiles, promoting bestiality, the countless
Oh,
lawsuits he's
see that
faced, and
shit.
much more. So who really is this man behind one of the biggest adult platforms in the world? And more importantly, how has he avoided any punishment
He definitely in that club. If you know, you know.
for his past? Well, after Leo was born in 1982 in Odessa, Ukraine, into a wealthy family, you start to see where Leo might have gotten his devious side from. His parents were Anna and Savely Radvinsky, the latter being the one making all of the family's money. Where he got this money remains a mystery. Rumors circulated that he derived his wealth from shady schemes in post-USSR Ukraine during the early 90s through powerful connections in the seaport and oil trade. Whether it was dirty or not, he made enough money from
Cocaine.
this to move his family to the States in 1988,
Nigga was
specifically in a
selling big
suburb
boy
outside of
drugs.
Chicago called Glenview. Here, Leo's family started
I'm
to
playing.
partake in a more
Oh,
legit
I'm not.
business scheme:
Don't put
real estate. They bought
don't put anything past anybody. See what he was doing, marketing bestiality and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, fool.
Here, Leo's family started to partake in a more legit business scheme: real estate. They bought and
Mm.
sold properties in multiple states like Illinois, California, and Connecticut, and they did all of this to give Leo the best life possible. And Leo sure seemed to have a pretty great life up to this point. While having stinky rich parents is a nice bonus as an adolescent, it was clear he was also a super smart kid from an early age. Growing up, he taught himself how to use the basic programming language on his grandfather's dusty ass PC, and was also into reading a ton and playing chess nonstop. These traits carried on into high school, where he attended Glenbrook South High and got more into coding and entrepreneurship. At the age of 15, he was the webmaster behind an online strategy game called XCOM Apocalypse, an impressive feat considering most 15-year-olds like myself were instead mowing kids down with a VMP on Black Ops 3.
Of
But
course.
when Leo turned 17, he wanted to start turning his coding
That was
skills
a time, man. That was really a time.
into serious Benjamins in his pocket. And what he created to do that may be the biggest regret he has ever made in his entire life. In 1999, Leo created Cybertania. Cybertania at its core was an affiliate marketing business, and it worked as follows. Leo would buy and run ads on websites promoting another business, and if someone clicked on one of Leo's ads, the business would pay him a small commission. Pretty simple, right? So what were the businesses that Leo was promoting?
I might get into affiliate marketing too. I'm not gonna cap. We'll see.
You guessed it, adult websites. And the way he would
Oh gosh.
advertise these sites
Not that. I'm not marketing corn, bro. I'm not doing it.
is some of the most heinous marketing I've ever seen. Instead of simply creating ads with the adult website's branding and other things, Leo took a way more scummy route. He bought and created websites that claimed to have hacked or stolen passwords to premium accounts of the adult websites he was partnered with. These sites included Password Universe, Working Passes, Ultra Passwords,
Wait, you can do that?
partnered with. These other
Man,
thing
what?
I've ever seen. Instead of simply creating ads with the adult website's branding and other things, Leo took a way more scummy route. He bought and created websites that claimed to have hacked or stolen passwords to premium accounts of the adult websites he was partnered with. These sites included Password Universe, Working Passes, Ultra Passwords, My Free Pay Site, and more. And he would use these sites in his ads to entice people to get these free accounts. But the real issue went far beyond the scam password sites he was shelling. No, the real issue was far more sick and twisted. In addition to these free accounts, Leo would promise access to very illegal content. Content that showed bestiality, content that
Oh.
showed models as young as 11, and various other
Ah.
statements that also promoted underage videos.
What the fuck, bro? And these niggas, bro, niggas get locked up for way less, bro. These niggas is still out roaming to this day. You see what money do, gang? How is he free? What the fuck?
This messaging crossed lines on so many levels, even if he wasn't actually fulfilling his promise on what he was promoting. It was heinous, disgusting, and every other synonym under the sun. And worst of all, it was working. Over the next few years, Leo made money hand over fist from Cybertania's password sites. One website alone was reportedly making $5,000 a day in 2002, equating to over 1.8 million bucks a year. And that was just one website. Leo had at least 11 of them registered and operating. Combine that income with the side scam he was also working on, spoofing big company email accounts and sending millions of spam emails, and it's no surprise that by his early 20s, Leo was a millionaire. He made so much that it didn't affect him when Microsoft, Amazon, and other big companies sued Cybertania and him personally. He had the war chest to settle with all of them. By 2004, at just 22 years old, Leo had reached his wildest financial goals. However, what he also earned was quite the shady reputation. How would he go about life now that he was known for being this scummy, zero morals guy? Well, he moved the goalpost for his financials and doubled down. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to My Free Cams,
Oh
Leo's
shit.
hot new venture he started in 2004 that went on to change his life forever. First, let me explain what this business was all about. To put it
Uh,
bluntly, MFC was
so wait, he started the live sex cam shit.
basically a virtual strip club. It was centered around live stream
Oh,
performances with direct interactions between models and viewers, so pretty much a slutty version of Twitch.
yeah.
Viewers would purchase tokens
Slutty version of Twitch. How do I tell you, buddy? Twitch is slutty. Twitch is slutty. How do I tell you, buddy? Damn, that rhymed. See, I'm a poet. I'm a poet.
to be used to either tip models during their live streams or, if they bought enough, buy private shows. The models would then make money off of these tokens, usually between 50 to 63% of the money spent by fans. This doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, they were only keeping half the money these lonely dudes were raining on them. But it was estimated that even the average performing models were potentially earning between 75K and 100K per month. I guess good for them, but man, does that make me incredibly sad. Now don't get it twisted, My Free Cams was also swimming in controversy despite it being a legal business on paper. To start, there were countless suspicions of money laundering attempts within MFC XY's financials, Leo's holding company for the site. Within these documents, there were over $1 billion of transactions flagged as suspicious as they were being sent to high-risk regions like Curacao. This was probably a result of how MFC paid their models out. Leo made these models use only offshore banks, like one called Choice Bank based in Belize, to get their funds. Not only was this sus at face value, these banks would constantly delay or freeze payments and sometimes not pay them out at all. Hell, Choice Bank eventually collapsed in 2018, which left performers losing tens of thousands of dollars. Oh, and don't worry, Leo made sure MFC's advertising was also fucked up too. Their ads, which were placed on chat room websites with age requirements of 13 plus, promoted their adult
What?
content to boys, girls, and teens alike. It's like he just can't help himself with these kids. Like, get a fucking grip, dude. Now, in true Leo fashion, he was able to avoid any punishment for these disgraceful business decisions beyond settling. And that's because he had more money than ever to do so. Over years of insanely rapid growth, My Free Cams was recognized as one of the world's largest adult webcam communities, hosting over 100,000 models and more than 5 million virgins, I mean members. These members gifted MFCXY hundreds of millions of dollars in annual payments, easily making Leo a multi-millionaire. He spent this money like a multi-millionaire too, splurging on a $3 million luxury condo in Chicago, $10 million on 6 other lakefront apartments, hundreds of acres of farmland in rural Illinois, and a 50-foot sport coupe.
Hey, NSB, what I want to tell y'all is do not, first of all, stop beating your shit. Stop going in. That's first of all. Second of all, do not compromise your morals to make money, bro. In the end, it's not worth it. Do not compromise your morals. If you have any, do not compromise your morals to make money. Because that's really selling your soul. Don't do it. Do not do it. Listen to me, NSB. Do not do it. We don't compromise our morals.
Yacht named the Black Sea. But hey, at least Leo wasn't entirely a douche with his fortune, as he also started investing in small software ventures, helping aspiring developers get their businesses up and running. However, in 2018, Leo made one very important investment in a company, an investment that would not only make him even more stinky rich, but would also alter the adult industry forever. But before we talk about that investment, a quick word from my sponsor, Surfshark. If you travel 100 countries, have added some new sites, trackers, spot fish. A strict is especially comforting for someone like me who will never track or store or private England in 19 to the video. This is Tim Stokely, a British entrepreneur who was born in Harlow, England in 1983. He had a shockingly similar uprising to Leo when it came to where he made his money. Lonely Dudes. Tim had built and sold multiple adult content websites like Customs for You and
Horny ass, freaky ass niggas, man.
Lamb worship. But also like Leo, he always had a drive to do more. With an initial investment of £10,000 from his father, Guy, he created a brand new platform called OnlyFans in 2016. Now ironically, OnlyFans wasn't actually an adult site to begin with. Tim envisioned people with all sorts of passions beyond shaking their dairy arrangements to monetize their hobbies on the platform.
Why do you use that? Nah, he's funny
Sorts of
as
passions
shit.
beyond shaking their dairy arrangements to
She kinda John.
monetize their hobbies on the platform. Musicians, artists, fitness coaches, whoever. Tim wanted OnlyFans to be the place to monetize what people love to do via subscriptions. And so with his father's money and his older brother Thomas becoming the COO, the Stokely family.
So this guy is to blame for these women. I was gonna say something far worse, but these women getting millions and millions and millions of dollars by doing nothing but popping a pussy, and sometimes just posting. I don't have a problem with them making millions of dollars off of posting the pics, posting Instagram pics, but the nudity and you know what I'm saying? They're to blame, bro. Cause it's not entirely all on them. It's also it also goes back to the incels and the lonely and the gooned out, freaked out niggas that can't even talk to women in real life. That buy porn when the shit is free. It's them. It's them. Like if you want to watch porn, why do you want to buy it? It's literally free. I don't.
He set out to blow up OnlyFans, and it started off hot. The only issue was, well, most people were using OnlyFans to sell adult content. But hey, the platform was growing really well, and Tim didn't seem too bothered by this, so he just let it all slide. And thank God he did, because someone, a certain titan in the adult content industry, was lurking in the shadows watching OnlyFans grow rapidly. and he wanted a piece of the action. One day in 2018, Tim received a random cold email from a dude named Leo. This email contained paragraphs upon paragraphs of Leo's praise, strategic ideas, and bold vision for the future of OnlyFans. Tim was taken aback by this message. He didn't have a clue who Leo was or what he had done in the past, but yet he was enthralled with his passion and ideas for his company. It was like Leo had the same, if not more, enthusiasm for what he was building. And after some thought, he couldn't turn down Leo's request of being a part of the team. Fast forward a couple of months, and the dynamic duo had gotten to know each other quite a bit. Tim learned that he and Leo shared a very similar vision for growing OnlyFans, a guerrilla-style type of marketing where influencers would promote their OnlyFans pages, which in turn would be promoting the site itself, all for free. Pair that with the constant growth of social media platforms, and the two had a gigantic, never-ending marketing funnel spawned out of thin air. Between that idea, new ideas for features, and more, Tim started to notice something very evident. As he and Leo chopped
That's where the link in bios come in. This sparked the link in bios. Link in bio, link in bio.
it up more and more, he came to the conclusion that Leo clearly wanted to run the show. The fiery passion, the never-ending ideas, it couldn't be more obvious. So Tim acted on that conclusion and sold Leo 75% of Felix International, Tim's
Just saying, man.
holding company for OnlyFans for an estimated low millions figure. And that's all Leo needed to take this platform to the next level. First things first, Leo fully transitioned OnlyFans into being an adult-first platform. You could probably see this coming given his background, but he saw a massive opportunity in doing this, especially because people were already posting their junk anyway. His doubling down on explicit material as the site's core offering quickly resulted in OnlyFans becoming known in pop culture. Explicit material as the site's core offering quickly resulted in OnlyFans becoming known in pop culture as a primary hub for not safe for work content. But this was just the beginning of his plan. He implemented many more tools for creators to monetize, like pay-per-view messages, live streaming, and tipping. He ensured the technical infrastructure and payments were as smooth as possible for everyone, a far cry from the sketchy offshore banks he used for MyFree cams. He even created a second Linktree type of company called All My Links, so that creators had a PG page to share with their fans and wouldn't catch any heat from social platforms for promoting their adult content. But his smartest move of all was the beautiful 80-20 payout structure. 80% of revenue would go to creators and 20% to the company. This rate was significantly higher than every other platform, period. For example, YouTube pays 55% to creators and 45% to them. 25% less. Leo's juicy rate offering not only brought flocks of creators to OnlyFans,
Because he was money hungry, but he's not hungry for the money. If you know what I mean. He money hungry, but he not hungry for that money. So he gon' put in some real comp percentages that they know they'll go crazy for. You feel me? Cause he have a lot of money already. But he does want more. Don't get it twisted. He wants more. But he said he's gonna give more profits to them so they could bring more people in. That's just how it works, bro.
but also incentivized his marketing ploy because infinitely more creators were now promoting his site for free. Leo knew something special was brewing here. No other platform had a focus on adult content. These crazy payouts, just all of it was perfect. It was only a matter of time until millions of lonely people started coughing up big bucks to see some tatas. And when 2020 came around, the number of lonely people exploded. To put into perspective,
Holy shit. COVID really exploded the lonely rate. It skyrocketed, gang.
Perfect timing of the pandemic for OnlyFans, let's take a look at the numbers. At the end of 2019, OnlyFans had a solid 13.5 million fan accounts, 348,000 creators, and 270 million in total fan spending. Pretty great overall, especially considering the company had been around for only 3 years to this point. But year 4 was nothing short of explosive. By the end of 2020, they had 82 million fan accounts, 1.6 million creators, and between 2.2 and 2.4 billion in total spending. This is an extremely rare case. Very few companies ever experience growth of this magnitude in such a short time frame, but the catalyst that was the pandemic introduced many factors to make this happen. First and most obvious, millions of people
gooning is probably the goon market is probably one of the most profitable markets, if not the most profitable market there is. Actually, I don't know, but it's definitely one of them. It's top five, if not top five, top three, because geez, you could start a gooning page and make millions. You don't even have to be the top like OnlyFans or the hub. You don't even have to. You know what I'm saying? You could be a little site where people post their shit and still make millions and multi high millions every year, depending on how you price. Shit, but I will not do that. You know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all don't either, NSB, because morally and what it's, because I know the effect corona had on me at such a young age that I wouldn't even. I just know how bad it gets, bro, and I know how bad it is. I wouldn't even associate myself with any corn star. No, I can't do it. I won't.
People were forced into isolation. Now, you don't need much of a brain to assume that these people, yearning for connection, turned to OnlyFans to fulfill that need,
True.
which resulted in a surge of new customers. But the same dilemma was happening on the other side of the platform too. With millions of people losing their jobs from the pandemic, they yearned to make money again. Now,
Yes, so
obviously, not
they
everyone who was
hopped on to pop they pussy.
laid off immediately defaulted to shaking their ass online, but the situation still created that massive spike in
True.
creators.
True.
Both sides of the OnlyFans economy heavily benefited from COVID. Plus, with the insurmountable attention the platform received through the mainstream from celebrities on it or mentioning it, like Beyonce, DJ Khaled, Ray Shremmerd, Cardi B, and more, Leo couldn't have been happier with the growth. And that
Wait,
growth
what?
led Ray Shremmerd stream from celebrities on it or mentioning it, like Beyonce, DJ platform received through the mainstream from celebrities on it or mentioning it, like Beyonce, DJ Khaled, Ray Shremmerd, Cardi B, and more, Leo couldn't have been happier with the growth. And that growth showed no signs of slowing down. 2021 was an even better year for the platform. By year's end, it sat at 188 million fan accounts, 2.1 million creators, and 4.8 billion in total spending. Hell, even the end of the pandemic didn't stop the record shatter. Years
Yeah,
22,
and you would think it would, but it didn't. It just skyrocketed.
23, and 24 showed the exact same pattern of non-stop growth in users, creators, and fan spending. No one was more stoked about this growth than Leo. His vision, ideas, and a big hit of luck from COVID made him one of the most successful entrepreneurs in adult tech, and his insane paychecks prove it. Something I haven't mentioned was that just a month after he bought a majority share of OnlyFans from Tim, he bought out the rest of the 25%. He owned the entirety of the company through those years of
Bought
massive
out.
growth. Plus, he was able to keep costs down from only employing 61 people. In simple terms, this meant that Leo was able to pay himself massive dividends over those years while not spending too much on keeping the company going. So, how much in dividends are we talking here? Well, between 2020 and 2024, he
Oh
paid himself
my
$1.82
gosh.
billion. By the end of 2024, Leo was on top of the adult industry. His net worth was an estimated $7.8 billion. He owned countless luxury properties, and nothing was slowing him down. But when you're in an industry like this, controversies are inevitable.
Of course
And
they
the
are.
amount that OnlyFans faced ignited the start of the end for Leo. The allegations began way back in May of 21, when a BBC investigation found that OnlyFans was failing to prevent minors from selling and appearing in explicit videos, citing
Literally.
reports from UK police and schools. In February the next year, multiple class action lawsuits were filed against Leo and Felix International by competing sites for alleged anti-competitive practices. Specifically, the suits alleged that Leo worked out a deal with social platforms so that competing adult performers would be blacklisted and designated as dangerous individuals/organizations conversations, aka terrorists, on social media to force them to create exclusively for OnlyFans. There were also the 140 complaints in the
Mm.
US that Reuters found regarding sexual explicit content posted without consent on OnlyFans since 2019 and traffickers using the platform to exploit women. Between these,
Mm.
plenty of other smaller lawsuits, and backlash Leo received for other decisions with OnlyFans, it's clear he had been feeling heat for years. So much heat, in fact, that Leo created a team specifically to field media questions so he could avoid the spotlight. But regardless of the negative press, legal battles, and whatever
He
else,
he put a
so he could
fake
avoid
CEO. He put a fake CEO. Him. He just put a. That's probably how them. It's like the world leaders. Let me stop right there, bro. But he literally put a puppet in place to take all the heat, answer all the questions, cause he don't want to deal with that shit.
the spotlight. But regardless of the negative press, legal battles, and whatever else, Leo really only cared about one thing: OnlyFans' reputation. Having a massive business that's a lightning rod of controversy didn't really sit well with investors or banks because they were scared that these issues would be non-stop. Leo's ability to get money to grow OnlyFans was hindered big time by this dilemma, and after years of trouble, he decided to call it quits. Throughout 2025, Leo was on the hunt to find a buyer for his company. Leaked documents reveal that
Mm.
he's explored multiple buyers for OnlyFans at a valuation of $8 billion. But yet again, the company's controversial image has bitten him in the ass. While the financials for the platform are great, there aren't that many people in the world who A, have that kind of money, and B, are willing to take on OnlyFans' risque image. Because of that image, some analysts estimate that the company will go for far less, around 1.5 to 2.5 billion, but as of now, no one has bid. But regardless if he ever finds a seller, Leo still made a
Nah,
fortune
nigga, you stuck with that.
for himself.
Nah, a weirdo billionaire might buy that shit for sure.
He joined the ranks of the Forbes
Cause
400
he's one of them, bro.
richest Americans while staying out of the mainstream and avoiding the countless allegations against him and all of his companies.
Mm.
If you want to hear another story about some sketchy billionaires, click this to hear
I will definitely be reacting to that. But W Video by BC Productions, man. Hey, y'all, do not compromise y'all morals to make money, bro. You don't gotta, my ladies watching this, you don't gotta pass your pussy to make money. My men watching this, you don't gotta slang your dick online to make money, bro. You don't have to sell your body, man. Amen. But it's Keezy, NSB World, NSB the gang. Make it look easy, the movement, man. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, bro. I'm out.